If you have to say something over and over again and have to raise your voice to get your young child to listen to you, it might be because you have unwittingly trained them to ignore you. This might sound confusing. You probably feel as though you have done everything you can to get them to listen to you, but it is common for parents to unintentionally do things that actually train them to ignore rather than to listen. Here's a quick common scenario. You're busy doing something and quickly ask your young child to pick up their toys. You go back to working on whatever it is you're doing, and you soon realize your child has not done as you asked. This gives you a little bit of anxiety from past experience, but you calmly ask again with a bit of a firmer voice, and then go back to your work. A minute later, you see they still haven't even started to do what you asked, and now your frustration is growing. Of course, at this point, you raise your voice and maybe even go over to them using a strong tone to reprimand them for not listening. Now you know you cannot continue your work until they have done what you said, so you stand there making sure they do it, fussing at them the whole time and telling them they should have listened to you. If this is a familiar pattern to you, it might explain that bit of anxiety you had in your heart the first time you noticed they hadn't done what you said. Why did you have that anxiety? Because you know the pattern. You know they will likely not do what you say until certain things take place. And you know what? Your toddler knows the same pattern. They are responding to you exactly as expected because this is the habit that has formed between the two of you. They know they don't have to do what you say or listen to you until the point when you raise your voice to a certain level. That is the point they will listen to you, because they know that is the point at which action will take place if they don't. They have been trained to ignore you until that point. So in order to break this habit, here's what you can do. The consequence to not listening to you the first time needs to be applied the first time. If you wait until you have repeated your instructions 2 or 3 or 4 times before there is a consequence, the habit of not listening to you the first time will continue. In order to make this happen, you will need to stop what you are doing for the moment when you want to give them instructions. Your child needs to see that you are fully engaged by your stopping what you are doing and looking at them. Then you need to make sure that they are fully engaged in listening to what you are saying. That can be challenging sometimes, but in order to break this habit, it's very necessary. So get their attention and make sure they are looking at you. You can even kindly direct their head to face you. Then give clear instructions that are short and to the point. Don't give long, drawn-out instructions. Young children can easily lose focus if you do that. Make what you are saying very clear and simple. For example, pick up these blocks right here and put them in this bin. That instruction is short, clear, and to the point. And don't ask questions, make statements. At this point, you're trying to teach your child to listen to your instructions. So giving them an option to say no by asking them a question is not going to help them learn that. For example, don't say, "Would you like to put the toys in the bin now?" Instead, say, "Put the toys in the bin now." This gives them no option to say no. It is a statement, not a question. Right now, I'm going to make a statement to you. Remember to hit that like button. Well, you can say no, but I hope you don't. Something else you can do in your statement to your child to motivate them further is to let them know what's next. If they understand what's going to happen next, they will feel a little more in control of their own life, and it does help motivate them to move along. But it shouldn't seem like you are bribing them to do what you're telling them to do, but it does make them feel a bit more motivated. So for example, you can say, "Pick up the toys and put them in this bin, then we're going to go to the store." This puts a plan in their mind, and it makes them more motivated to want to get to that next thing without feeling like there's nothing beyond this undesirable task of cleaning up. It's a way to connect with them as if you are working together to get things done throughout your day. Then model the behavior. If your child's really young, they may not understand what you're asking them to do. So pick up one of the toys yourself as you say, "Put the toys in the bin." Then give them a minute so they can see you do that, process it in their mind, and look at them and wait for them to repeat your actions with the other toys. And you want to praise them as they do what you have instructed. Make sure to let them know they are doing a good job by verbalizing your admiration of their accomplishment of listening. Look how quickly you're able to pick up all these toys. You're doing a great job. But what if instead of listening to your instructions, they decide to throw a fit because they don't want to do what you've told them to do? This really isn't a problem if you know how to teach your children not to throw tantrums. In the next video, you'll get a very clear and simple plan to stop toddler tantrums for good and get your child to comply with your instructions without pain and without fussing. Parents, you can do this. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you here next time.